Western Conference Finals, Timberwolves versus Thunder. Who's going to win? There are three key things that you need to know about this series. The first is defense. OKC's defense is going to be the most important thing in this series. They're going to show Ant a healthy diet of Lou Dort, Cason Wallace, and Alex Caruso. Those three defenders are going to make it very difficult for Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards struggles against different looks. If you watch him against Golden State, anytime they played defense who really struggled to get to the paint and make the right play, they were really able to frustrate him and force him into making bad turnovers. If you watch Alex Caruso guard Jokic, of all people, he basically shut him down and made him ineffective in the most important game of the season. I look for him to do the same thing against Anthony Edwards. The second, J-Dub against Julius Randle. Who is going to win this battle? Can J-Dub score enough points and play good enough defense to hold Julius Randle at bay? Randle is such a big body and he plays so physical, it's going to be really hard for Chet to guard him. So if you put J-Dub on him, who has a little bit more size in terms of weight and in terms of strength and core strength, it's going to make it very hard for Julius Randle. If the Timberwolves want to have any chance, Randle's going to have to average at least 20 points and at least 5 assists. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that against Oklahoma City's defense. And the last thing, the three-point shooting of the Oklahoma City Thunder. At times, they struggled against Denver, and that's why you saw them lose and go to Game 7. I think that their three-point shooting is going to improve against Minnesota. I think the style of offense that they play is going to be very favorable in this matchup. I think Minnesota has great on-ball defenders, but when you start getting movement in the offense, that's where they tend to struggle. I also think about Rudy Gobert. How is he going to step outside the paint and guard on the perimeter? I think this leaves enough room for OKC to get hot from three. And the next thing I want to talk about are the important storylines in this. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander versus Anthony Edwards. This series is going to determine who the face of the league is. We have a bunch of young players left, 4 young guys who are trying to make a name for themselves. Shai's the MVP, but Ant has been the talk of the NBA all year. Even in the Olympics, Anthony Edwards was discussed. So whoever wins this series is really going to put their foot on the neck of every other player in the NBA. But who will win the series? I think that's the important thing to talk about. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going to win this series in 6 games. The Minnesota Timberwolves were designed to beat the Nuggets. They were designed to beat Jokic. The GM of the Timberwolves used to be the GM of the Nuggets, and he built that team to take out Jokic. But they're not going against Jokic right now. They're going against a complete team, a team that plays defense and offense, a player who's been pretty much unguardable all regular season, who's about to do the same thing in the Western Conference Finals. They have 2 bigs who can shot block and who can rim protect. They have great defenders who they can cycle in and out of the game, and they are the deeper team, and that's why I like them in this series. Minnesota really hasn't played anyone. The Lakers have 2 guys, really 1.5 guys. The Warriors are missing their best player. So the Wolves have kind of walked their way into the Western Conference Finals, but walking into the Western Conference Finals ends today. The Oklahoma City Thunder will win this series and get back to the NBA Finals.